A parade 30 years in the making.
Let's go, Panthers!
As not even rain could stop Panthers fans from celebrating their team's Stanley Cup win. No Messi, no problem.
We know that all the teams are different.
As Argentina advances to the quarterfinals of Copa America against Peru despite missing their leader. From tropical storm to major hurricane in just 24 hours.
Yeah, it's rapidly strengthened.
Hurricane Beryl breaks records for June storm. And a man from Central Florida tragically killed.
That it's just been really hard for me.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Kenneth Bueno.
I'm Ana Paula Mayorga. Today's Monday, July 1st of 2024.
Live from the Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Singing in the rain, more like cheering in the rain. A parade on the beach, 30 years in the making.
We've got Caplin's Anthony Cruz that's still drying up this morning from yesterday's celebration of the Florida Panthers Stanley Cup win.
All week we've seen the Stanley Cup being hoisted into the Atlantic Ocean, being used as a pasta dish and being shown in prominent Miami nightclubs. However, despite the rain and despite the heat, Florida Panthers fans are packing Fort Lauderdale Beach this Sunday to see their team finally host up the trophy up close in person.
Let's go, Panthers!
It's not every day that you get to see your team win its first championship in its history. And that's why most Florida Panthers fans yesterday said that this experience was once in a lifetime. All followed the grueling journey that this team went through to make it to the Cup. Some longer than others.
I showed up at the airport back in '96 at 5 o'clock in the morning. Been waiting this forever. Amazing. And then to win it the way they did, just the emotional roller coaster, made it that much better.
Fans were celebrating the team, but felt an extra sense of pride for those who had been with the team for a while.
Probably Bob. Bob deserves it. Yeah. He did such a good job for us. And Barkov, yeah, captain.
Glad. The ones who've been with the Panthers for a long time, you know, it's nice to see them finally.
Absolutely nothing was going to stop fans from enjoying the day, not even Mother Nature.
So as you can see, the rain in Fort Lauderdale has gotten even tougher. The Panthers fans are still getting ready for the parade.
Then, after a long wait, the men of the hour came out. Even though they had barely slept all week, friends, family, and everyone in the organization matched the fans' energy. After such a massive turnout, Panthers fans only had one emphatic answer to if Florida is a hockey state.
Yeah, I don't get it. People, I watch the national stuff and they go, they don't even understand why we have hockey teams. It's like, what are you talking about? They don't know, but we do.
So the parade has gone underway. As you can see, Matthew chugging from a mini Stanley Cup behind me. Most Florida Panthers fans have changed into flip-flops and their swimsuits, and they're out here enjoying the parade. This was the end of the Florida Panthers redemption story, but you could bet that after the celebration ends, they'll be back. Reporting for Caplin News, I'm Anthony Cruz.
This morning, soccer fans are keeping score of each Copa America game as we get closer to the knockout rounds. Over the weekend, South Florida became the hub for a special game, Argentina versus Peru, where superstar Lionel Messi did not play. Caplin News reporter Valentina Gaspari has the breakdown of the match.
It's confirmed Argentina is the first team in the Copa America to advance to the quarterfinals after eliminating Peru here at the Hard Rock Stadium. Now, this may look like a ghost town at this moment, but I assure you, less than 24 hours ago, everyone felt the emotions of a go big or a go home game. The excitement was through the roof. Fans anticipated an interesting game with not only a different lineup, but the challenge to advance and continue forward. 19-year-old Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United made his first ever Copa America debut, and Danish-Peruvian Oliver Sone was added last minute for Andy Polo. Lionel Scaloni, head coach for Argentina, was suspended this game due to tardiness last match, and it was Walter Samuel who took over. The team finished top in the Group A matches with a 2-0 3-0 victory. Much of the thrill came in the second half of the game, when Argentina's Lautaro Martinez scored the winning goals, only 39 minutes apart, and Messi-less Di Maria turned into captain for the majority of the game.
We know that all the teams are different. They put it for back. It's hard for us. They don't get out of the counter blow. But hey, we handle it well.
As for the other players, they know the struggle to keep moving forward.
Finishing with 9 points is not easy at all in a Copa America. We hadn't been able to do it like I always said. They are very difficult, and ending with 9 points for us is something very important.
Unfortunately, Peru is out of the tournament, and one player expresses how he feels.
Sad, hurt because we were eliminated. It seems to me that we missed the cup in the first games. Nowadays, we have a rather difficult team.
Messi and his team now head to Houston, Texas for the quarterfinal. But as for the Hard Rock Stadium over here, the next game will take place on July 14th for the grand finale of this 2024 Copa America. From Miami Gardens, I'm Valentina Gaspari, Caplin News.
The tropics have a new major storm this morning after Beryl became a Category 4 hurricane as it pushed through the Caribbean over the weekend, the possible first sign of a crowded 2024 season.
In the span of 24 hours.
Yeah, it's rapidly strengthened all the way since it's formed. Just this time yesterday, it was a tropical depression.
Tropical depression Beryl went from minor threat to major storm.
Certainly would be very early for a major hurricane to occur anywhere in the Atlantic basin. We don't typically get most of those occur typically in the peak months of August, September, October. So it is very unusual.
A sign present in hurricane-prone places like Miami that dealt with its own share of heavy rains and thunderstorms over the weekend. And while the United States is not currently under threat by Hurricane Beryl, ankle-deep water like this may go significantly higher and have the chance to, because forecasters expect this hurricane season to be the most active since 2020.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly an indication that conditions are lining up to be favorable across the basin. NOAA is forecasting an above average season. We're watching two other systems at the moment, one moving into the southern Gulf of Mexico and another farther out in the eastern Atlantic that both have a shot at becoming a tropical depression or tropical storm over the next several days. So this may just be the beginning of an active period.
Beryl is now the second named storm of the 2024 season as it pushes through the Caribbean, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration foresees a range of 17 to 25 named storms.
At this point, we don't see a threat to the mainland U.S. from this system, but we'll keep watching it. That would still be quite far down the road.
Hurricane Beryl's winds are now hitting 120 miles per hour, and islanders have been scrambling to put emergency preparations into place, with hundreds of people across Barbados evacuating to shelters.
Tragic news this morning for the family of an 83-year-old Bradenton man who was hit and killed by a car after reaching a milestone. Bob Blanchard completed a 3,000-plus mile journey to Michigan as part of reaching 200,000 miles on his bike. But as he celebrated in the States, a car struck and killed Blanchard, leaving his family with questions.
You don't do 200,000 miles on a pedal bike and make it all that miles being unsafe.
His girlfriend Judy says despite the pain, she feels comfort that Bob was doing what he loved at the time of the tragedy.
This morning, it's the federal courts versus student loans. The government will have to pause millions of dollars in collections. Part of the plan known as SAVE, which has more than 8 million people signed up, is expected to suspend payments for about 3 million people, including interest charges. The announcement comes as key parts of President Joe Biden's administration repayment plans and are being temporarily paused by federal courts. Borrowers will be notified in the coming days.
The Marlins try to close out the series in the city of brotherly love.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
I think it's very important that we show the world that we are an amazing community and that we come out and we support everyone who is in our community and outside of our community.
A special crosswalk in the heart of the Music City with the spirit of Pride Month. Stick around, Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
And banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an effort.
to get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father.
Cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
come together,
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
A crossing reality and a colorful way to end Pride Month. Nashville will have the city's first ever rainbow crosswalk. This was painted by members of the LGBTQ+ community, and to them it speaks louder than words.
As WTVF's Erin Cantrell reports, their dream finally became a reality.
It's been a long time in the making. And it's finally becoming a reality.
So we'll have normal crosswalks here, but we'll have rainbows that are vertical between each one of them.
Nashville's first ever rainbow crosswalk.
And to have it be shown in public, on the street, have it be vibrant, is just so meaningful.
This crowd just keeps getting larger and larger.
Located on 14th Street in Woodland, owned by the city.
Anytime that we need to do something on a state road, we have to get permission from the state to do it.
In front of the lesbian-owned bar, the Lipstick Lounge,
I love this queer community in East Nashville.
where Kennedy Ann Scott performs.
I think it's very important that we show the world that we are an amazing community and that we come out and we support everyone who is in our community and outside of our community.
Most of these community members came out in support.
When people see this crosswalk, they know that they can come into Nashville and that it's not going to be like the larger state.
There were a few evangelists against it,
God made them man and woman. And
but their voices weren't louder than the volunteers. A lesson Allie Pitts wanted her daughter to learn.
I think it's important she knows there's support in the community even when she's hearing negative voices.
Because this community's message is loud and clear.
Love always wins.
Spelled out in vibrant shades of color.
To be a Nashvilleian and the Nashville way is to welcome and with open arms everybody.
Erin Cantrell, News Channel 5.
That was WTVF's Erin Cantrell reporting. Both volunteers and organizers of the event say the crosswalk sends a message that love always wins.
We head to the Marlins next. They were in the city of brotherly love, but that wasn't enough to pull out a victory against Philadelphia. The Phillies ended up defeating the Fish last night in Citizens Bank Park. Trey Turner hit a 2-run single in the 7th inning that helped the Phillies secure the victory and stay ahead to win the series. The final score was Phillies 7, Marlins 6. The Marlins will head back home to face the Boston Red Sox, another tough opponent, tomorrow at 6:40 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
I could really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes?
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Go get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by Panther in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Well, that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Kenneth Bueno.
I'm Ana Paula Mayorga. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.